Hello friends. Thank you all for your attention. To be with me as we all take pride to know our great tribal leaders who have shaped our time. With their sacrifices and vision for a future for their tribes and place. Friends, again I request you all to kindly subscribe to my channel and support me, share it with your friends and family. So friends, please subscribe and share. Let us all celebrate our Northeast rich cultural identity and personalities who shape our world. And one of them is late Sir Isaac Chishi Swu, Chairman of NSCNIM. Let's dive into it and learn more. Comprehensive biography of Isaac Chishi Swu. Early life and childhood. Isaac Chishi Swu was born on November 11, 1929, in Chishilimi, Nishili village, in the present-day Zunhabato district of Nagaland, India. He belonged to the Sumi Naga tribe, one of the major Naga ethnic groups known for their warrior traditions and rich cultural heritage. Isaac Chishi Swu was born in 1929 at Chishilimi village in the erstwhile Naga Hills district, now Zunhabato district of Nagaland. His father, Pushe Chishi Swu, was the first Christian and evangelist from the Sumi Naga tribe. His parents were farmers, deeply rooted in Naga traditions and Christian faith, which played a significant role in shaping his early life. Growing up in a rural Naga village, Swu was exposed to the traditional agrarian lifestyle, communal living, and the struggles of the Naga people under colonial and later Indian administration. He did his early education at American Mission School at Chishilimi, then studied at Government High School, Kohama, and graduated with honors in political science from St. Anthony's College, Shillong. Isaac Chishi Swu joined the NNC in 1958 and served as the Foreign Secretary of the outfit. Under the leadership of Ngami Zapu Phaizo, the NNC unsuccessfully campaigned for the secession of the Naga territory from India and creation of a sovereign Naga state. After he became the Foreign Secretary, he was later elevated to Vice President of NNC. Isaac Chishi Swu was opposed to the signing of the Shillong Accord by the then Naga National Council, NNC, with the Government of India. Following a disagreement, he along with Thungaleng Mubar and SS Khaplang split NNC into a new faction, called the Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland, NSCN. It was later split again when SS Khaplang decided to part ways and created his own faction called NSCN-K, due to clan rivalries among the Konyak people of Nagaland and the Tangkhal Naga of Manipur. Political journey and Naga nationalist movement. Isaac Chishi Swu became actively involved in the Naga political struggle in the 1950s. He joined the Naga National Council, NNC, and worked closely with Thungaleng Mubar and other Naga leaders. In 1980, following ideological differences within the NNC, Swu, along with Thungaleng Mubar and SS Khaplang, formed the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, NSCN, to pursue a more militant approach toward Naga sovereignty. However, in 1988, another split occurred due to tribal and strategic differences, leading to the formation of two factions. NSCNIM, Isaac Mubar, led by Swu and Mubar, primarily representing the Tangkhal and Sumi Nagas. NSCNK, Khaplang, led by SS Khaplang, with a stronghold among the Konyak and Hemi Nagas. As the chairman of NSCNIM, Swu became one of the most prominent faces of the Naga independence movement, advocating for a Greater Nagalim, a sovereign state unifying all Naga inhabited areas across northeast India and Myanmar. Peace talks in later years. Swu was a key negotiator in the Naga peace process with the Indian government. In 1997, NSCNIM signed a ceasefire agreement with India, leading to prolonged negotiations. Despite multiple rounds of talks, a final settlement remained elusive during his lifetime. Swu, Mubar and other top NSCNIM leaders escaped to Thailand in the early 1990s after a crackdown by the Government of India. However, after getting a positive response for peace talk through intermediary Thomas, the then governor of Nagaland, the government and NSCN started the peace talks. Later Prime Minister of India P.V. Narasimha Rao met Mubar, Swu and others in Paris on the 15th of June 1995. In November 1995, then Most Home Affairs Rajesh Pilot met them in Bangkok. Subsequently, Prime Minister H.D. Deve Gowda met them in Zurich on the 3rd of February 1997, which was followed by meetings with officers in Geneva and Bangkok. Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee met them in Paris on the 30th of September 1998. The Government of India signed a ceasefire agreement with NSCN-IM on the 25th of July 1997, which came into effect on the 1st of August 1997. Over 80 rounds of talks between the two sides were held subsequently. In his later years, Swu suffered from health complications, including diabetes and kidney-related issues. He traveled to London and New York for medical treatment but continued to guide the NSCN-IM's political strategies. Isak Chishi Swu and Thungeleng Mover shared a deep, decades-long friendship rooted in their shared vision for Naga sovereignty. As co-founders of the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, NSCN, in 1980, they led the Naga struggle together, enduring exile, conflict, and political challenges. Their bond was strengthened by mutual respect and unwavering commitment to their cause. Despite occasional ideological differences, their partnership remained strong until Swu's death in 2016. Mover described Swu as a brother and comrade, highlighting their profound connection. Their friendship symbolized unity and resilience in the Naga nationalist movement. They shared a deep, decades-long friendship rooted in their shared vision for Naga sovereignty. As co-founders of the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, NSCN, in 1980, they led the Naga struggle together, enduring exile, conflict, and political challenges. Their bond was strengthened by mutual respect and unwavering commitment to their cause. Despite occasional ideological differences, their partnership remained strong until Swu's death in 2016. Mover described Swu as a brother and comrade, highlighting their profound connection. Their friendship symbolized unity and resilience in the Naga nationalist movement. Personal life, culture, and habits. Food habits. Like most Nagas, Swu preferred traditional Naga cuisine, which includes smoked meats, bamboo shoots, fermented soybeans, axon, and spicy chili-based dishes. Rice was a staple in his diet. Cultural roots. He was deeply connected to Naga traditions, including tribal songs, dances, and Christian religious practices. The Sumi tribe's customs, such as feasts of merit and warrior rituals, influenced his identity. Religion. A devout Christian, Swu often referenced biblical teachings in his political speeches, framing the Naga struggle in spiritual terms. Lifestyle. Despite his militant background, Swu was known for his calm demeanor, strategic thinking, and strong oratory skills. He lived a disciplined life, avoiding extravagance. Death and legacy. Isak Chishi Swu passed away on June 28, 2016, in New Delhi after a prolonged illness. His death marked the end of an era in Naga nationalist politics. He is remembered as a revolutionary leader, a visionary, and a key figure in the Naga struggle for self-determination. His legacy continues through NSCN-IM's ongoing negotiations with the Indian government and the enduring dream of Naga sovereignty. Conclusion. Isak Chishi Swu's life was a testament to his unwavering commitment to the Naga cause. From his humble beginnings in a Sumi Naga village to becoming one of the most influential insurgent leaders in northeast India, his journey remains a significant chapter in the history of the Naga people. His ideals, cultural pride, and relentless pursuit of Naga rights continue to inspire generations. There, my friends, I have tried my best in bringing out some of the most influential and prominent Naga leaders of our time. And friends, late Sir Isak Chishi Swu, chairman of the NSCN-IM, will always be and will remain one of the most prominent leaders within the Naga tribes. Friends, if you like the biography of late Sir Isak Chishi Swu, please leave behind a like and see you in the next vlog. Until then, adios, your friend, Tribal IQ.